Hi, I'm Matt Granger, an international photographer and lifelong seafood fanatic. Join me as I eat my way around the globe, trying everything along the way. From fine dining to street food, from local favourites to gigantic platters, fish markets to five-star hotels. I try the classic staples and the exotic delicacies.
Is it a joke or?
All in search of the world's best seafood. In this episode, I'm going to Rocker in Canary Wharf, London. Amid the shining metal and glass skyscrapers of Canary Wharf, which is one of the central financial districts of London, is this, they call it a 3-star restaurant. It's a 5-star price tag, and it's where all the trendy people go, all the bankers and their, beautiful partners. The day I went was raining, no surprise in London, so the lobby was completely packed out from people who would normally have been drinking in the bar down below. Catching the lift up, it's a beautiful building, beautiful location, very trendy design, could be any cuisine really once you get in until you find the chopsticks on the table. As you can probably guess from the video footage, incredibly dimly lit here. One surprising nice traditional touch was that they're actually using freshly grated wasabi using the traditional shark skin grater. That's rare to see these days, especially outside of Japan. Talking through the 3 dishes I got, I had the large mixed sashimi plate. I also had the grilled scallops. And then from their wood-fired grill, the black cod miso. Let's go through them one by one. So I have to say the service was really quite disappointing. The staff didn't know what the different fish were. I corrected them that one they had said was definitely not salmon and that this one was salmon. They went over and got another staff and then another staff, and then I had these 3 people around my table discussing the different fishes, arguing with each other, and it was just pointless. I'd already asked them to stop and forget it, that I didn't need it, but they struggled through trying to name the 8 sashimi for a couple of minutes. It was not much fun, especially after the wait. I have to say, I don't like to just dismiss things out of hand, but the sashimi was not good. The presentation was great. The salmon was fine, but when have you ever had bad salmon? The tuna was watery and tasted like it had been frozen for too long. The hamachi just really was lacking flavor, to be honest. And the snapper, all of the different fish overall, I have to say, were completely lackluster. They looked nice, they were reasonably well cut, but the flavor of the fish itself, it wasn't first-rate fish. Moving on to the scallops, really delicious, perfectly cooked, really lightly seasoned, but at, 15 pounds for 2 scallops, that's like $30 for 2 scallops, perhaps the most overpriced single mouthfuls of food I've ever eaten. The black cod was really, really nice, perfectly cooked. The sauce was probably a lot milder than I've had on any other of the miso sauces for a black cod around the world, but really delicately cooked. Again, a very small serving, and this was 32 quid, so like over $60 for that little piece of fish. I have to say, considering the overall cost of this meal, looking at the damage here, scallops, as I said, $14.60, black cod $32.60, the 8 kinds of sashimi $36.90, 2 glasses of Pinot Grigio 18 quid, and then they add a quid on as a charity thing. So already reasonably expensive at 103 quid for that meal that was not filling or satisfying. Then they add a so-called discretionary service charge of another 14 quid onto the bill, which if you don't want to pay it, you have to then ask them to go and remake the bill and yada yada yada, which I did because the service wasn't good and I already felt that it was really overpriced. So that all said, I didn't enjoy it, but if you were going for a date night, it could be sweet. Or if you're going to impress your investment banker friends or you've got to mix in that kind of world, then go. but this is a kind of place that I reckon has been triple priced because of its location and proximity to people on 6 and 7 figure salaries, not because of the quality of its fish. If you're looking for the world's best seafood like I am, I would give this one a miss. That said, please do subscribe and join me on all of my future adventures.